Ewok Village playset from Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection. Action figures sold separately from Kenner.
Super awesome.
Hey guys, John here. Welcome back to the Super Awesome Geek Show. So a little while ago I got this Ewok Village with the box for a really good price. I mean, it was next to nothing. But because the box, as you can see, is not in the best shape, and I think the reason I got it for so cheap was because there's this giant JCPenney sticker on the back of it, and it looks like it was going to the JCPenney warehouse, Ewok Village. And this sticker is like permanently on there. It's not coming off. But I thought the box was good enough for me, good enough for my collection. So I'm glad I have this thing.
The Force is back. The Rebels won't tire till they see the last of the Empire. And Kenner's there with Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection.
But the village itself that came with this has some flaws, and it's creating a situation where it won't stand flat. It's got the net, it's got the rock, it's got most of its parts, so it was a pretty good buy for all the parts. But some of the things like this are discolored. It's missing one of the pegs that hold up the whatever, the burn pit, what do they call these things? You know, the spigot spinner thing? I don't know. Spit roaster. And there's a broken peg over here, a broken piece that I think is supposed to hold the string for the net. And there might be something that goes on that part. I'm not sure even. Maybe I'm missing two pieces here. But as you can see, it doesn't sit flat. And part of the reason is because there's this crack. There's this broken part in the base, which you can't get it to sit flat no matter what. This base is just... I need a whole new base. That's all there is to it, you know. And so it took me a while. I've had this for a couple years, but I finally found a job lot of parts, and I got it for really cheap. There's 5 extra trees, 2 bases, 2 extra bases. This base looks really discolored, so I won't use that one. I'll probably use this one that looks nice, and it's got an extra flame pit on there. So we'll compare the flame pits and pick the better one. But this base looks really good. It's really flat. The coloring is nice. It's got all its pegs, all the foot pegs and everything. All the clips are there. So we'll probably use that. And look at one of these trees has an unbroken piece there. And one of the trees has a perfect hoist for the elevator. And one of them has a string on it that looks to be the original string, even. But the hoist thing is discolored, you know, the thing to lift it up. But that looks like it could be an original string. So between all these parts, we're gonna make ourselves a good one. Because the one that's on here is discolored as well. The one that's currently on the base. And then this is just a thread, just common thread. It's not the original.
It's Ewok Village. I must see my friends. Let's set. Dear me.
It's C-3PO, Logray, and Ewok Village playset. Action figures, each sold separately. You have to put it together.
So yes, let's put it together. So we'll compare the 2 fire pits. I think the one on the left is better. This one here. The sticker placement just looks better. This sticker looks like it's going over some of the rocks. I just like the sticker placement and the way this one looks. So probably go with that one. Now there's 2 peg holes in here, and there's 2 pegs on the fireplace, fire pit. So we put that in there like so. It pops in. There you go. And then we have the drum. And there's a peg and hole for that right there. So the drum goes in. And then we have the things that hold the spigot, whatever. And we have 3 of these railings. And they did something really clever, so you can't put them in the wrong spot. There's 1, 2, 3 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. So you just got to get the right one. So the one with 5 pegs goes in the one with 5 holes. There you go. So you can't really mess this up. You know, at first glance, you're like, well, which one goes where? But they cleverly, 3 pegs, 3 holes, you know, made it so you can't mess these up. 4 pegs, 1, 2, 3, 4, goes in the one with 4 holes. So you really can't mess it up, yeah. It's pretty clever. Even a kid could put this together. So now the spigot, whatever you call it, that's what they're called, right? A spigot? Spinner? Spigot? You're going to want to put it down there, and this thing will snap in. But since I don't have the other one, it's going to hang here. I need that piece. I desperately need it. And it's an expensive piece. If you look online, like I don't want to buy it off of like eBay or Mercari or somewhere because it's expensive. So this extra fire pit, as you can see, the sticker is going over that rock. It's just not lined up right. So we'll put that aside. I mean, we can trade or something that later on, you know. And by the way, if any of you guys need an extra tree, you know who to ask, because I got plenty. But I am going to warn you, I'm going to pick the best ones for my set. So, but anyways, I'm going to pop these off and put them back on whichever trees I decide to use. So first off here, this is discolored, so we're not going to use this one. So I can just kind of put that completely aside. And this one is also discolored. I mean, the base is discolored, this is discolored. There's a lot on this tree that's messed up. But I do want that string, so I'm going to take that string off that one. And I'm going to end up using this tree because it looks the best. The coloring's all there. But I'm going to want that string, so I'll put that string on. And there we go. I've switched the string out. I didn't want to go... It was hard to undo the knot. I didn't want to sit there and bore you guys with me trying to untie a knot for like 6 hours. And then I have the cage that you can raise up and down to like their elevator. So I'll tie that on. So the elevator is now tied on, and the winch, I guess you call it a winch, works to raise and lower. And now I've got an original piece of string on there, you know? So that's pretty cool. Works fine, looks good. And that was something I intended to always get a piece of thread for, but now I've got one of the original strings, I might as well use that. And then we can pop this on the back here because we're going to end up using all these pieces. Let me see here. Yeah, I guess I'll look at this first. I gotta figure out what to do with these. Because I need all 3 of these, it looks like. I've got 3 of them. So it looks like you put the pegs in first. And then you clip the bottom in. So there's 2 peg holes here and here. You slide those pegs in, and then the bottom clips into the tree right there. So you end up with a nice looking little tree stand with a base that looks like it's supported by little sticks or something. So this, I want to use this tree, but this piece has to come off. This one is all scuffed up and has some discoloration in it, where this one looks pretty good and it's not discolored at all. So I want to use that tree, but I need to replace the base that's on it. So I'm going to have to pop that off from this one and put on the new base. So I managed to get those popped off. They're very difficult to pop off. You have to really press with both fingers and kind of pop them off. Sounds like it's going to break, but they don't break. But the reason I want this one is because it's unbroken. The little peg thing to hold the net is unbroken. It's not busted. So I'm going to put this one on there. Really snap into place. It's tough. And I'm going to keep that thread on there for now because I don't have a better string for that. Next up is we got to decide on the last tree piece. So I've got 3 options for this last tree piece. And we'll have to decide which one we think is the best. So I've got option 1, option 2, put the net back there for later, and option 3. Now, I can already tell the one in the middle has a lot of discoloration all the way around it. The top is discolored and weird. The huts are discolored and weird, and the paint's a little scraped off. And that base is very discolored. So it lets me to believe that this has been in the sun and played with. Maybe even has been in a smoky home. I don't know, but somehow it got totally discolored. So we're really deciding between these 2. And I think I'm going to go with this one. This one has a couple little scuffs on it, but this one looks really nice. So I think I'm going to go with this one. That's the one to use. This one I can put down below. So I've got my 3 trees that I'm going to use.
Your throne, O Golden King, will celebrate with special stew, a barbecue. No celebration for me until my friends are free.
All right, let's finish putting these on, and we will get this thing together. So I got that one on here, and we got that one on the one with the elevator. There we go. So now, let me see, how did these go? I think that one goes over there, this one goes over here. We got the base here, and we've got to turn it this way, yeah, because the big tree is going to go in the back there. Big tree goes there. It clips in. Some of these are a little bit hard to get clipped in, but they clip in. And then this one goes on this side. We've got to get that lined up right and then clip it in. There we go. There we go. All right. And then this one with the elevator goes in on this side. We'll get that clipped in. And we've got a much better Ewok village now. It lays very flat on the table. So no more wonky trees. No more crookedness and weird trees. it all comes down to just having a nice base plate for the thing. Yeah, pretty good. Everything is level. It looks really nice. A lot better than what I had. And then we've got this. So this is where the string for the net is going to go through. And there's a hole in the base that this works its way up through. My strings have a giant knot in them, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to go up through the hole. But I may do some other way of routing this just for my example. But there's a hole right there that this is supposed to go up through, and yeah, I'm having trouble getting it through that hole. So I'm going to route it up through the base that way. I'll keep it in the air. It looks pretty good. It goes through this little peg thing here. And I think there's something that's supposed to go on there that would twist it up. But since I don't have that piece, I'm just going to tie it around that to hold it in place for now. So yeah, I guess I am missing two pieces. The thing for the fire and that little piece that might wind up the rope. But otherwise, I mean, this is fantastic. I'm extremely happy with this. I really like how it's, turned a busted cheap playset into something that's really worth putting on display. It's really nice. And speaking of display, this is where I'm going to put it. This is where I have put it. I have my Slave 1 box with the Slave 1. A snow speeder there. Different Boba Fett's through the years. Got my Millennium Falcon, thanks to John Boldry. And the Millennium Falcon box, thanks to John Boldry. That was an incredible gift. I'm still loving it. And the Ewok Village looks great right there. Look at that thing. We got those guys carrying a dude around, and some Ewoks, modern and other vintage, sort of scattered about. The guy from the Harry Potter Dumbledore movies. The little plant dude, he's hanging out up there. Well, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed fixing this up with me and taking a look at the Ewok Village. Really appreciate you guys watching. Stay awesome out there, everybody, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.